اللهم صل على حج أبو أحمد. نبدأ. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيته المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة، ويا باب نجاة الأمة، غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. ولعنة الله على أعدائكم ومنكرين فضائلكم من الأولين والآخرين. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. When we look into society today, there are a few issues that tend to arise. And yesterday we covered some of these topics. Our society is losing its identity, and the reason why it has reached this extent is because those that are in charge have lacked something called responsibility. When no one takes responsibility serious, we see that the identity of the people present within the community after a while is lost. And that's why you see the crime rate increasing year after year due to the lack of responsibility. Now, on whose end does this fall on? Is it the fault of the males, or is it the fault of the females that there is no longer a lack, or there is a lack of responsibility, and no one is responsible or willing to take responsibility for these problems? And very frankly, I will say that the reason why we have a lack of responsibility within our communities is because there are no more men that exist. This is a very harsh thing for me to say, but I will give you examples, and in the end, you draw the conclusion. The reason why all of this that is taking place in society, from oppression to injustice, is because there is no more, or there is no such thing as men that exist in today's society. There are only boys. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran, when He describes certain groups of people, for example, He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Rijalun sadaqu ma ahadullah alayh. That men remained truthful to that in which they promised Allah. And then in other examples, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the example ذكر, boys. So there is a clear indication that there is a difference between men and a difference between boys. You might go to the gym, you might bench press, 150, 160 kilos, great, amazing. But are you a man or are you a boy? A man is someone that has responsibilities. A man is someone that leads a community. And you know what is funny today? You don't have to be born a male to identify as a male. Any random person today, they don't even have to take surgery anymore. If your mind says to you, I feel like a male, then you are automatically, in the eyes of society, perceived as a male. So we have a lot of males today, but we have no men. Why? Because no one wants to adhere to responsibility. Look into the houses of many Muslims, mashallah, in this holiday season. You find Christmas trees in the house of Muslims. You find Christmas trees in the houses of Muslims. Why? Because there is no man in the house. There is no rajal in the house. There's only boys that are 30, 40 years old that can't lead their houses. Do you want to be a man or do you want to be a boy? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants men. The Ahlul Bayt want men. You know, everyone complains the sisters are going left, right and center. Have you heard of the saying? When cats are away, rats and mice come to play. When there is no responsibility, when no man implements responsibility in the house, mice come and play left and right because there is no authority. What's very beautiful is that people believe that our society has excelled. It's moving towards the greater good. Female have empowerment. What type of empowerment? That same man or that same male that thinks he's a man is the same male that allows for his wife's picture to be sent and broadcasted out into social media. And in the end he says, I'm a man. In whose eyes are you a man? When any random Tom, Dick and Harry, while he's scrolling through his WhatsApp, he sees, oh, my mate and his wife's picture, I have access to it right here. Are you a male or are you a man? And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He very, very harshly uses the word rajal. He says, these are men, those that remain on the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, there is a lack of something called ghira in society. There is no more ghira in society.